Govardhan. Govardhan.
Good afternoon, madam.
Good afternoon. మార్నింగ్ ఇంకో క్లాస్ అయిందా?
మేడం ఇదే ఫస్ట్ క్లాస్.
అవునా?
ఇప్పుడు ఎక్స్పెరిమెంట్ టైం టేబుల్ పెట్టిరు.
ఓకే.
డైలీ 11:30 to 12:30 ఒక క్లాస్, 2 to 3 ఒక క్లాస్.
మరి నాకు 1 ఇచ్చారే. అది
అంటే అదే అంటే రేపటి నుంచి అది ఇంతకు ముందు పెట్టింది మేడం. అది మండే నుంచి అంటే ఈరోజు మండేగా, అంటే రేపటి నుంచి అది 2 to 3 ఇంకోటి ఉందంట క్లాస్. అంటే క్లాస్ ఓన్లీ డే మేడం.
ఇవాళ ఎన్ని క్లాసెస్ ఉన్నాయి?
ఇవాళ క్లాసెస్ అంటే ట్యూషన్ టైమింగ్ ఇచ్చిన క్లాసెస్ మేడం. మన ఈరోజు ఎస్ఎం డిఎస్ఎస్
అంటే స్ట్రెంగ్త్ ఆఫ్ మెటీరియల్స్, డిజైన్ ఆఫ్ స్టీల్ స్ట్రక్చర్స్,
సాయిల్ మెకానిక్స్ 11:30 to 12:30. కానీ క్లాస్ అది లేదు మేడం, ఇప్పుడే పెట్టారు ఇది షెడ్యూల్. తెలిసి రేపటి నుంచి షెడ్యూల్ ప్రకారం ఇది వెళ్తారు మేడం, షెడ్యూల్ ప్రకారంగా. రేపు డబల్ ఈ ఉంది, మళ్ళీ రేపు మీకు ఆఫ్టర్నూన్ ఎఫ్పి ఆఫ్టర్నూన్ ఉంది మేడం, 2 to 3. రేపు ఆఫ్టర్నూన్ ఉంది. ఇప్పుడు ఇంత ముందే మీది మీటింగ్ పెట్టిన ఒక తర్వాత ఒక 2 minutes కి అప్పుడు పెట్టారు మేడం.
మళ్ళీ కొత్త షెడ్యూల్ వచ్చిందా?
కొత్త షెడ్యూల్ ఇప్పుడు 2 to 3 డిఎస్ఎస్ ఉంది.
పాపం కంటిన్యూస్ క్లాసెస్ అవుతున్నాయి కదా.
అంటే రెండే క్లాసులు మేడం, 11:30 to 12:30, 2 to 3. ఇవాళ ఇప్పుడు మళ్ళీ ఇది అయిపోగానే డిఎస్ఎస్ ఉంటది.
మీ వీడియో ఆన్ చేసుకో.
వీడియోనా?
నాకు మీ ఫేస్ కనిపించట్లా.
ఎందుకు మేడం ఫేసెస్ అవసరమా?
ఎవరు వింటున్నారు ఎవరు వినట్లా అర్థం కావట్లేదు.
అంటే పేరుంటుందా మేడం? ఇక్కడ
పేరుంటుంది, స్టూడెంట్స్ కెమెరా ఆన్ పెట్టేసి వెళ్ళిపోతున్నారు.
ఓహో.
for another 2 minutes. 6 members unnaru. Udesh. All of you start your video. I want to see your face. Now, shall we go for the inspection methods of casting or shall we go for forging? Udesh, Govardhan.
Yeah, ma'am.
Yeah, ma'am.
Yesterday we were discussing about casting. We have discussed till
ma'am.
defects of casting.
Ma'am.
Yeah, and we have another 5 to 6 minutes of class. Like to discuss about inspection methods of casting. Shall we go for inspection methods or shall we go for forging so that we can complete forging in 45 minutes, whatever the scheduled time we have, we can complete forging in that time. If you want to, huh?
Ma'am, today
Forging,
we
ma'am.
will forging.
Forging.
Today we will forging. Tomorrow inspection method.
Okay, shall we go for forging today?
Yeah,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Yeah. I have uploaded a video regarding forging. I have taken a complete class in that video, but none of you have seen.
Where, ma'am?
Okay. Wait a second. Yeah. Can you see the screen?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Yeah. This is from your 5th unit.
Last unit. Okay.
Last unit.
Ma'am, second unit.
Second unit welding, Nana.
So anyhow we are doing revision, ma'am.
The thing is, most of you missed this forging class in the class when I told you because you all went for that meetings and all.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, ma'am.
Yeah. Let me finish this topic today.
Okay, fine.
See, this is the definition of forging. Forging is a manufacturing process involving the shaping of metal using localized compressive forces. The blows are delivered with a hammer or a die. See, generally, when we want to go for cylindrical shapes, square shapes, or rectangular shapes, in such cases, we go for this manual forging. It means where you have an anvil at the bottom and a hammer at the top, and we just shape the metal as per the requirement. Okay. But when we want to make some complicated shapes, in such cases, we go for using dies. Okay. We have two types. One thing is manual method where we beat it with hammer, means we hammer it, we apply force with the help of hammer. But the thing next thing is with the help of machines. Here, the bottom, it means the lower die of the machine will be constant and upper die of the machine will be movable. Okay, so in this class, we'll learn about different types of forgings. Whatever I have told you just now, I'll show you with figures in coming up slides. Okay? Say yes or no.
Yes, ma'am.
So first, let us see the classification based on temperature. Okay? This is the first type of forging. Can somebody tell me what is the difference between hot working process and cold working process? We have discussed it in third unit. Uddesh, Shirisha, Vicky, Lakshmikant, Govardhan. Somebody respond. What is the difference between hot working process and cold working process?
Slightly forgotten, ma'am.
Lightly
మెటల్
forgetting.
హీట్ చేసి ప్రాసెస్ చేస్తే హాట్ వర్కింగ్ ప్రాసెస్ మెటల్
Metal
హీట్ చేయకుండా వర్క్ చేస్తే
cold working process. And then heating to what
Okay.
temperature?
మెల్టింగ్ పాయింట్ మెల్టింగ్ పాయింట్
ఇక్కడ చూడండి స్లైడ్ పైన రాసింది చూడండి హింట్. If you are heating a metal above the recrystallization temperature and then working over it, we call it as hot working process. Okay, and if you are working at room temperature, or if you are heating it below the recrystallization temperature, in that case we call it as cold working process. Okay, and now what
ma'am.
advantages do you get with hot working process and cold working process?
We
హాట్
will
వర్కింగ్
get it.
ప్రాసెస్ మెటల్ స్ట్రెంత్ డిక్రీజ్ అవుతుంది
దేంట్లో డిక్రీజ్ అవుతుంది స్ట్రెంత్?
హాట్ వర్కింగ్ ప్రాసెస్
ఎందుకు డిక్రీజ్ అవుతుంది?
రీక్రిస్టలైజేషన్ వల్ల లోపల ఉన్న క్రిస్టల్స్ దాని షేప్ చేంజ్ అవుతుంది అంటే ప్లేస్ చేంజ్ అవుతాయి బాండ్ స్ట్రెంత్ డిక్రీజ్ సో
As you're heating the metal will react with the oxides present in the air and forms a slag. And so the strength of the material will decrease in hot working process. But the thing is, the deformation will take place easily in case of hot working process, but the deformation becomes difficult in case of cold working process. The strength of material increases in cold working process and the strength of material will decrease in hot working process. Understood? But cold working is restricted to the size of the material. Means if you have a large size of material, you cannot go for cold working process. Hot working process, you don't have such restrictions. You can go for hot working process. Here mostly forging is done in cold working process, but however it is also done in hot working process. In most of the cases we go for cold working process. The previous picture which you have seen is a hot working process. Okay, so now here hot forging is if you are heating the material above the recrystallization temperature and then forging it, then we call it as hot working process. Okay, if you are heating it above the room temperature and below the recrystallization temperature, then we call it as warm forging. Similarly, if you are forging below the room at the room temperature, then we call it as cold working process. So this is based on the temperature. And next one is arrangement of die. Okay, we have two types of forgings. First one is open die forging, next one is closed die forging. Open die forging is where you allow the material to deform freely laterally. Whatever the figure you are finding, the first figure which you have is open die forging. Here we are allowing the metal to deform freely in the lateral directions. Next one is closed die forging. Here the material is fully constrained. It means we are not allowing it to deform freely, but however after completion of forging process, some extra material will be always left, and this material which you have is called as flash. there are chances of asking this question in short answers questions. What is flash in forging? You remember this answer. The extra material which is left after forging is called as flash. Okay, that is about based on the die. Next one is based on the equipment. We have 4 classifications here. First one is smith forging. Smith forging is a traditional method of forging where you have an anvil at the bottom and a material. We use a hammer to shape the material. So here the application of force is with the hammer. Next one is drop forging. In case of drop forging, a series of blows, it means a series of force will be applied with the help of hammer. If you look at the figure, the bottom of the die is stable and the top of the die is movable. The upper die is connected to a ram, and ram will make a translatory motion. It means it moves up and down in order to shape the material. Okay. Now here, this is whatever the yellow color you are finding is a preheated billet. Billet means workpiece. Okay. If you see the second figure, you can find some extra material. This is called flash. So here there will be a translatory motion of the ram. Okay. Next one. Next one is press forging. Press forging and drop forging are similar one, but the thing is, in case of press forging, the ram will not move up and down. It just go for a squeezing operation. It means it will continuously deform the material. Now, if length is increasing and cross section is decreasing, we call it as press forging. And if length is decreasing and cross section is increasing, then we call it as machine forging. Clear? Next one is roll forging. See, in case of roll forging, we'll have 2 rollers with a design in between. We insert a material into it. Whatever the design you have on the rollers, the material will get deformed according to the shape. So this is about roll forging. As I already told you in the class, roll forging is mostly seen in gold applications, in jewelry applications. Next one is rotary forging. Is anybody having any doubts till here? Yes, no,
No, ma'am.
Okay, nice.
Ma'am, roll forging kuda equipment.
Roll forging kuda?
Equipment దాంట్లోనా?
Aha, ledamma. Equipments అయిపోయింది. ఇది next topic.
Okay.
See, this can be hot working process or cold working process. If size is very large, we call it as we go for hot working process. If size is small, we go for cold working process. Okay. See, here you have 2 rollers and a design in between the rollers, and we'll insert the material. Depending on the size design which you have on the rollers, we get the same design on the material. Okay. Next one is rotary forging. In rotary forging, you have 2 types of actions. First one is rotational. Next one is axial compression. Okay. See, you see the first figure, you have a cylindrical shape material at the bottom, right? If you see the second figure, it is getting deformed, right? So here, what happens is whatever the upper die you have, it will rotate, and at the same time, it will bend in order to apply the compression forces. Okay, this is about rotary forging. Next one is swagging. Swagging is you have a die, not a single die, you have n number of dies depending on the size of the material. So these are the dies. Now you have a material at in the middle. Now depending upon the shape required, we use the dies. Depending on the shape and depending on the size of the material, we use different dies. And now we apply the force using these dies in different directions, and whatever the material we get will be based on the design that you have on the die. Okay, here you have a definition of it. Swagging is a forging process in which The dimensions of an item are altered using dies into which the item is forged. Swagging is usually a cold working process, but also may be hot worked. The term swag may apply to the process or a die or tool used in it. So that is about swagging process. Next one is advantages and limitations of forging. Okay. First one, forging gives comparatively tougher product compared to casting. Now, can somebody tell me why is this? Means why do you get tougher components in forging than casting? Silent ఉండద్దు చెప్పండి.
Due to complex.
Due to see, in case of casting, we allow the material to take its place very freely. It means atoms will go and arrange into its places very means we freely. We have so much of place, so much of gap between the atoms. But here what happens is because of the forces which are applying, the material will get compressed. The atoms will come closer and closer, and as a result, the component which you are getting is more tougher when you compare to casting. Okay. Next, forged products has higher mechanical properties. It means toughness and strength also. Next, low cost of operation. See, low cost of operation is applicable for few forgings. If you go for higher machinery, it means large size of machines, we cannot say that it is low cost operation. In such cases, we have to consider the cost of the machine and cost of the time. Okay, this process does not require special skilled labor. Okay, as either there will be an up and down motion or rotatory motion of the ram, so you don't need not to have any special skilled operator. Next, variety of shapes can be formed in this process. See, variety in the sense some standard shapes like square, rectangular, if not cylindrical, or you can make some fillets or chamfers. That's it. You cannot go for more complicated shapes. If you have some projections and all, we cannot go for those projections, but you have some choice to make it. Okay. Next one is disadvantages. Higher initial cost for big forging presses. As I told, if you're going for large operations, you have to consider the cost of the machine and cost of the die. Next, secondary finishing process required in hot forging. Not only forging, whatever the operation you do, if you are going for hot working process, the material, the metal will react with the oxides present in the air and it forms a slag. And now in order to remove the slag, we have to go for machining operation. Okay. Next, it cannot produce complex shapes. As I told you, if you have very small projections, those things cannot be made in forging operation. Next, size is limited due to the size of press. Now, when you are going for machining operation, if your material is too big and press is too small, you cannot go for forging operation. So depending on the material, size of the material, you have to choose the die. And now if die size increases, the cost will also increase. So there is a limitation on the size of the press. Next, brittle metal cannot be forged. Brittle metals will break easily. You cannot forge it because forging is an operation where we apply forces. As you apply the force, the metal will break. So you cannot go for forging operation in case of more brittle metals. Okay. So this is your 5th unit. Now, see, you tell. I'll show you from first slide till last slide. All of you can unmute your mics and you tell me if you have any doubts at any slide so that I can repeat it. All of you unmute your mics. Madam, summarize the unit. It will be easy for us. Oi. ఇంత షార్ట్ గా చెప్పాను కదా ఇంకా సమ్మరైజ్ చేయడం ఏంటి?
మ్యామ్ 1 సెకండ్ మ్యామ్, పైన నుంచి చెప్తే కొంచెం ఈజీగా ఉంటుంది కదా. 1 సెకండ్, ఎట్లయినా స్లైడ్స్ ఎక్కువ లేవు కదా.
ఒక్క నిమిషం ఆగండి. నెంబర్ ఆఫ్ పార్టిసిపెంట్స్ Himabin is online. Yeah. Can you see the slides?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. First definition of forging. So it is a process where we shape the metal using localized compressive forces. The blows are delivered with a hammer or a die. Okay. When you're going for manual forging process, then there we use hammer. In order to get some complicated shapes or in order to deal with the materials which are larger in size, we go for using machines. In such cases, we use dies. Okay. Udesh.
Ma'am.
వింటున్నావా? అర్థమైందా?
వింటున్నా.
Next types of forging. Based on temperature, you have 3 types: hot forging, warm forging, cold forging. If you are forging above the recrystallization, we call it as hot forging. If it is below recrystallization and above room temperature, then we call it as warm forging. Okay. If it is below the recrystallization temperature or at room temperature, we call it as cold forging. Okay. Next one is based on the arrangement of dies. If you are allowing the material to deform freely in lateral directions, we call it as open die forging. Okay. If you are if the material is fully constrained, it means if you are not allowing the material to deform freely, then we call it as cold forging. But after completing the forging process, you will be left out with some additional material, and that additional material is called as flash. Okay. Next one, forging based on the equipment. First one is smith forging. In smith forging is the traditional method of forging where you have an anvil at the bottom and we shape the material using hammer. Okay. Drop forging is where you apply series of blows. Here the bottom die, the lower die is constant. The material is preheated. If it is a hot working process, if it is a cold working process, we don't heat it. The material will be on the lower die and the upper die is connected to the ram. The ram will move up and down. The ram will move up and down in order to shape the material. Here the die will have a translatory motion. It means it will move up and down again. So here there are series of blows. But next one, in case of press forging, here there will be a squeezing of material. It means no up and down motion of the upper die. Okay. It will just come, squeeze the material till it deforms to the required shape. Now, if length is increasing and cross section is decreasing, we call it as press forging. If length is decreasing and cross section is increasing, we call it as machine forging. Okay. Next one, see, this is about forging based on equipment. Next one is roll forging. In case of roll forging, you have 2 rolls and a design in between. Whatever the design you have on the dies, the material will get deformed as per the design. Next one is rotary forging. In case of rotary forging, you have 2 types of forces. First one is 2 actions. First one is the die will have a rotatory motion. At the same time, it will have an axial compression movement. It means it will move in rotatory direction. and at the same time it can bend in order to deform the material. The first one, whatever the first figure you are finding is a workpiece before machining operation, and the second figure whatever you're finding is a material while performing the operation. Okay. Next one is swagging operation. In case of swagging, you have a material in the middle and you have dies. This dies will move towards the material and away from the material in order to get the required shape. The number of dies around the material will depend on the size of the material and the design which you require. Okay, here you have the definition for swagging. Swagging is a forging process in which the dimensions of an item are altered using dies into which the item is forged. Swagging is usually a cold working process, but also may be hot work. The term swag may apply to the process or a die or a tool used in it. This is the definition of swagging. So here are the advantages and limitations. Now I don't repeat these advantages and limitations.
Ma'am, done.
Chal gada.
Ma'am, done.
This is your unit 5. Another thing is I'll keep one link in your group. That is construction and working of cupola.
Ebola.
Cupola. CUPOLA.
Okay, ma'am. Ma'am, 5th unit intena?
5th unit ante. 5th unit, 4th unit, 3rd unit chinnave. 1st unit, 2nd unit ve peddave.
Okay, ma'am. Tomorrow 2nd unit, ma'am.
Tomorrow you have class again, right? We'll discuss 3rd unit and 4th unit because 3rd unit, 4th unit and 5th unit are small units and it is easy for you to prepare.
Okay.
But I'll
Okay,
keep
ma'am.
link of cupola in your group. Please go through the link. It's very clear. The video is very clear. And he's explaining with all the things, like he's explaining the construction, he's explaining the working of it. I'll keep that link in your groups. Please go through it. It's very clear. Okay. Prashant. Prashant. Prashant, do you have any doubts? Okay. So I'm taking the screenshot of number of students present here. I'll send the same attendance to college, okay, to JNTU. Please be online. Okay, shall I wind up the meeting?
Yep, ma'am.
Yeah, we'll meet tomorrow again. We'll discuss 3rd unit and 4th unit. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Bye bye.
Bye.